This clip is a little different and a bit of an unorthodox tactic. We just made it into one of the rooms on the resort. This is always a very high traffic area and the wooden floors on which we walk makes a lot of sound. It's still early on in the raid and we are the first here. So we sneak crouched not to make as much noise. People will most likely come in this room regardless, because this is where the legendary red keycard can spawn, on top of the blue barrel in West Wing room 218. Anyway, we can hear a lot of noise coming from the hallway. This is why you should always try to minimize the time spent running. It's so incredibly loud, guys. We can already start to take up position and get ready for a fight. Meanwhile, Usain Bolt over there in the hallway is setting a new world record for the 100-meter dash. And he has no clue we're here. The fight will most likely spook him. This is a very close quarters area, so it's not ideal for the Mosin. It is difficult to land a shot and we lose a lot of time in between rechambers. When he comes around the corner, we almost kill him in one go, but land a hit in the shoulder. After we land the shot, immediately rush to him to punch him in the throat whilst rechambering. There's no real cover here, so we run up against him, making it extremely uncomfortable for him to aim at us. This is both unexpected to him and very difficult to deal with. He tries to wrestle it out, but he is clearly no match for the Mosling man. This one is a little bit more straightforward. We see a guy and we take a pop shot. Again, it looks to be a shoulder hit. As our enemy falls back, we capitalize on him being caught off guard. We stay in control of the engagement by immediately pushing. This can be very beneficial to your game. We know the resort is a very high traffic area. The noise we just made will attract other PMCs, so we don't want to stick around too long, and if possible, wrap this up ASAP. As we push, we can hear him panic press B to toggle his fire mode. He was already on full auto, so this leads me to believe it was accidental. Oof, you bugger. Listen to the gunfire. You can hear an AK and a pistol. Oh, that's definitely on the villas. I should have moved up earlier. This sounds to me like a player engaging a scavenger. We roam around the shoreline with our trusty SV98. This is a bolt action rifle. Try your best to play it to your weapon strengths. In this case, we can hear gunfire around the villas, so we move up to take a closer look. We check for movement on the road. Yeah, there's definitely a guy in Villa 1. Just by looking, I know there's a guy inside the first villa. How? This is the power that experience and map knowledge will give you. I know that this gate door spawns closed. Sometimes scavs will open them, but as far as I know, only one triggered. But that's not really relevant here. We've heard the sound of gunfire, which sounded like a guy versus some scavs. Scavs usually shoot semi-auto a little slower than players do. I also know that this area is usually a scav patrol route. The information combined of the sound, the location, the duration of it, the door that's been left open, and the fact that the villas are usually a high traffic area tells me that there's a really fat chance this guy is still there. Possibly healing back up or looting. Where will he be going next? He could go bus terminal or power station. Or he could come this way. I'm guessing he's gonna... well, he could go for the jump. What I mean by the jump is another piece of the map knowledge puzzle. There are two jumps that you can make from inside the Villa 1 compound. One jump is over the fence towards Villa 2 and the other is out of the back to the greenhouses in between Villa 1 and the killing fields. Although people still have low level strength nowadays. I think you need like level 2, level 3 strength at least to make the jump. So chances are he's coming back. But of course you never know. Let's see if he comes out. My guess is that he will. Right now I've made up my mind and the best course of action is to be patient. By using our brain we can massively improve our odds of survival, so we set up shop for an ambush. With a little luck we can see him approach. Let's give it a second. It doesn't take too long before our friend confirms his location. This is the moment where all of the previous puzzle pieces come together. Our guess was right. Now we wait for the right time to strike. There we go. Is he coming out? Oi. Fast forward in time while he spends a little time looting before opening the door and coming back out. Come on, bro. Oof, you bugger. So, what can you learn from this as the opposing party? Well, it's kinda simple. Leave no trace. Leave doors as they were when you came in. Chances are, if he closed the door behind him, I wouldn't have thought too much about it when passing by. Maybe he was in the field towards the bus terminal, or moved towards the power station perhaps. I most likely would have moved on from here then. To close off, I want to show you a prime example of using positioning as a weapon. The Punisher Part 6 quest requires you to kill PMCs with an SVD, so we naturally go to the factory as it will be the easiest to find players there. We engage a guy from the glass hallway, but he falls back. Wait a little to see if he repeats and then decide to move. Same principle as we discussed in other videos. Staying on top of the engagement and leaving our enemy with as little time as possible to make a move of their own. We want them to react to us, not the other way around. The enemy is still behind the same forklift. We take the shot to force him back and then move to the other side. We should probably push. We move and he tosses the flashbang, so we continue forward. The enemy is still looking at the place where he saw us last, on the right side behind the transporter. Meanwhile, we are already on the left side of his forklift. We take a few shots and relocate again, before he can even turn around. With a final push, we surprise him from behind to secure the kill. There you go. There you go. I think this example perfectly illustrates the jukes you can pull on your enemies when making full use of movement. With that, I'd like to conclude the video. I hope you enjoyed this part and maybe learned a new thing. The amount of support and appreciation for these kind of videos is actually insane. So thank you so much. If you like this part, use the thumb thing and click the red button thing for more Escape from Tarkov. See you on the next.